Have you ever wondered why most traders lose money? Not just the impulsive ones, even the careful ones. The ones who follow charts, read the news, stay disciplined, and still somehow end up on the wrong side of the market? There's a brutal truth hidden behind every trading chart you'll ever see. Most people who step into the market will fail, not because they're stupid, not because the market is unfair, but because they never learned the rules of the game. Over 100 years ago, there was a man who did. A man who didn't just trade stocks. He studied human nature itself. His name was Jesse Livermore. And to this day, his story echoes through every trading floor, every brokerage account, every chart on your screen. They called him the boy plunger. By his early 20s, he was already a millionaire. By his 30s, he had made and lost more fortunes than most people will see in 10 lifetimes. He predicted the crash of 1907. He predicted the crash of 1929 and made what would be worth hundreds of millions today. But behind every win, every loss, every rise and fall were rules. 7 rules that defined his life, rules that every beginner needs to hear before they ever place another trade. Now, before we get started, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a like and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing how far this trading family reaches, because what we're about to uncover isn't just history, it's truth, timeless truth. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Livermore's first rule was simple, but it carried the weight of survival. Cut your losses quickly. He once said, "The game taught me the game, and it didn't spare the rod while teaching." You see, Livermore didn't start with privilege or wealth. He started in bucket shops, small rooms where people placed trades on stock prices without ever owning the shares. He watched traders bet everything on a hunch, and he watched them lose it all again and again. That's where he learned that pride kills faster than price movement. Every beginner knows that feeling. You buy, it drops, and you tell yourself, it'll come back. You double down. You hope, you wait. But hope is not a strategy. Livermore learned to take the loss the moment he knew he was wrong. No excuses, no emotion, just discipline. He treated every trade like a soldier, and when one fell, he let it go. Because he knew if you cling to the wounded, they'll pull you down too. It's harsh, it's uncomfortable, but it's the rule that keeps you alive long enough to learn the others. The second rule sounds easier, but it's just as difficult. Let your winners run. Livermore said, "It was never my thinking that made the big money. It was my sitting." That's right, sitting, waiting. Not overtrading, not constantly jumping in and out of positions. He understood something most beginners never do, that the real money isn't made in a single trade. It's made in the trend. When a stock starts moving in your favor, it's not luck, it's confirmation. That's the market telling you you're right. And when that happens, your job isn't to panic and take profit. Your job is to sit still. He called it riding your winners. Because when you're right, the market will reward your patience more than your action. But most people can't handle that. They see a little green, and fear creeps in. What if it drops? What if I lose what I've gained? And that fear makes them sell, right before the big move happens. Livermore knew how to silence that voice. He didn't care about short-term noise. He didn't care about small fluctuations. He waited for the story to finish playing out. He knew that in trading, impatience is the most expensive emotion of all. And that brings us to his third rule, one that hits deeper than any chart or indicator could ever show. The market is never wrong. Opinions often are. He said, "A man must believe in himself and his judgment if he expects to make a living at this game. But he must also have the humility to realize that the market can do anything." Think about that for a second. How many times have you held on to a trade because you knew you were right? How many times have you argued with the price instead of listening to it? Livermore never argued with the market. He understood that the market is the final truth. It doesn't care about your analysis, your logic, or your conviction. It only speaks one language, price. Every tick is information. Every move is truth. When the market moves against you, it's not personal. It's a signal. Livermore didn't fight those signals. He adjusted to them. He listened. That's why he said, "The market is never wrong, because it's not. It simply is." And that's where his fourth rule ties in. Timing is everything. He didn't believe in trading just to trade. He didn't wake up every morning thinking, I have to make something happen today. He waited for the perfect moment. Livermore said, the big money is made by the sitting and the waiting, not the thinking or the trading. He would spend days, even weeks, just watching the tape, what we now call price action, waiting for the exact moment when the market showed its hand. He called those moments pivotal points, when the trend shifts, when volume confirms direction, when emotion changes in the crowd. That's when he acted. And when he did, he didn't hesitate. He went in big because he had already done the waiting. That's something most traders never understand. They want to be active all the time, always trading, always moving. But Livermore knew that activity is not the same as opportunity. He traded like a sniper, not a soldier with a machine gun. And that's what brings us to rule number 5. Trade only when the market shows clear direction. Livermore used to say there's a time to buy, a time to sell, and a time to go fishing. And that last one, that's the one people struggle with the most. Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing, because when the market's confused, when it's sideways and noisy, every trade becomes a coin flip. He'd rather miss 10 uncertain trades than risk capital on one unclear one. He didn't chase every move. He waited for the ones that screamed clarity, because when the market finally showed direction, he was ready. Now, this next rule might be the hardest one of all. It's the one that determines whether you last a month or a lifetime in the game. Emotional control. Livermore said, the human side of every person is the greatest enemy of the average investor or speculator. Fear and greed, those two forces control the market and every person inside it. Fear makes you sell too early. Greed makes you hold too long. And when they work together, they create chaos inside your mind. Livermore learned to master his emotions, not by being cold or robotic, but by understanding himself. He wrote down his thoughts, he studied his decisions, he analyzed his mistakes. He knew that the market doesn't punish lack of knowledge, it punishes lack of control. He didn't try to eliminate emotion. He learned to act despite it. He once said, there is nothing new on Wall Street. It's all about human nature. And that's still true today. The faces change. The technology evolves. But fear and greed, they never go away. And finally, the last rule, the one that ties everything together. Study your mistakes ruthlessly. Livermore believed that every loss had something to teach you, if you were brave enough to face it. He said, failures are the stepping stones to success. After every bad trade, he didn't blame the market. He didn't curse his luck. He looked in the mirror and asked, what did I do wrong? Did I break a rule? Did I ignore a signal? Did I let my emotions win? He knew that the market is the greatest teacher in the world, but only if you're humble enough to learn. Every loss carries a lesson, but most traders are too busy defending their ego to hear it. Livermore wasn't. He knew that if you don't study your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them, only this time with a bigger price tag. And that's the beauty of his legacy. He wasn't perfect. He lost fortunes multiple times, but every time he fell, he came back wiser. Because for him, trading wasn't about predicting the future, it was about understanding himself. So let's take a breath and look at what this man left behind. Cut your losses quickly. Let your winners run. Never argue with the market. Timing is everything. Trade only when direction is clear. Control your emotions and study your mistakes ruthlessly. These aren't just trading rules, they're life rules. Rules about patience, about humility, about discipline. Because in the end, you're not trading stocks, you're trading yourself. Every time you buy or sell, you're testing your ability to stay calm under pressure, to think clearly when others panic, to follow logic when the crowd follows emotion. Jesse Livermore may have lived a century ago, but his wisdom is eternal. He'd probably look at all the algorithms, the apps, the charts we use today, and smile. Because the game hasn't changed, only the players have. The same emotions still move the market, the same patterns still repeat, and the same timeless truth still separates the amateurs from the masters. Discipline. So if you found value in this story, if it opened your eyes to what trading is really about, then do me one favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me where you're watching from. I love seeing traders from every corner of the world learning, growing, and building discipline together. Because in the end,